If you've ever tried to buy or sell a home, you know the real estate market can feel like a complete jungle. Well, right now, that jungle is basically on fire with massive legal fights that could change, well, everything about how we find and pay for a place to live. Let's get into it. And really, this is the question at the heart of it all. Because behind all the friendly agent headshots and the endless doom scrolling on listing sites, there's this huge power struggle playing out. We're talking about three major legal battles that are challenging the very foundations of the industry. And the outcomes? They could totally change how much you pay, which homes you even get to see, and who you can trust in the whole process. So today, we're opening up three different case files. First up, we've got a brawl between two industry giants over something called hidden listings. Then there's the huge nationwide debate over how real estate commissions get paid. And finally, a really high-profile criminal case against two luxury agents that has sent shockwaves through the industry. All right, first on the docket, a battle that feels kinda like David versus Goliath, except in this story, they're both multi-billion-dollar titans. We're talking about Zillow, the massive listing website, and Compass, the brokerage powerhouse. The main issue? Whether some home listings can be kept off the open market, just for a select few. Okay, so here's the breakdown of the fight. On one side, you've got Zillow. They've rolled out these new rules, and they're saying they're doing it for us, for the average person, to make sure every single available home is out in the open. They're accusing Compass of creating a hidden market of exclusive listings. But Compass is firing right back, saying, whoa, not so fast. They've hit Zillow with an antitrust lawsuit, claiming Zillow is the real monopoly here, using its power to crush competitors. And you gotta listen to the language Zillow's using here. This isn't just about data standards. They are framing this as a moral fight. By painting themselves as the champions of transparency for the little guy, they're turning a corporate showdown into a battle for fairness itself. It's a really smart move. So, what's happening in the courtroom right now? Well, Compass is trying to get a judge to slam the brakes on Zillow's new rules with something called a preliminary injunction. But Zillow's defense is pretty slick. They're pointing out that while Compass is crying irreparable harm, they're also posting record-breaking revenue. It's a classic legal move, basically saying, show us where it hurts, and the first big hearing is just around the corner. So what exactly is a preliminary injunction? The easiest way to think about it is like a legal timeout. A judge literally steps in and hits a giant pause button on a company's new policy, in this case, Zillow's new standards. It's meant to stop any potential damage while the court figures out the whole mess. It's temporary, but winning one is a huge early victory. Okay, let's switch gears to our second case file. This one tackles the billion-dollar question that has been shaking the entire industry to its core: agent commissions. For decades, the way agents get paid has followed this very specific, unwritten rule. But now a whole wave of lawsuits from homebuyers is here to challenge that entire system, arguing that it's an illegal setup that just inflates the cost of buying a home for everyone. And this isn't just one lawsuit. We're talking about a full-on, nationwide battlefront. As you can see, major cases like Batten and Lutz are going after the biggest names in the business. The key thing to watch right now is in the Batten case. The homebuyers just hit a major roadblock trying to group their lawsuits together, which is a big win for the brokerages. Meanwhile, that Lutz case is still chugging along toward a potential trial way out in 2026. Now, to really get why that Batten ruling is such a big deal, you have to understand this term, class certification. This is basically the legal green light that turns a lawsuit from just a few individuals into a massive case representing thousands or even millions of people with the same complaint. Getting class certification gives the folks suing enormous leverage. And that is exactly what the judge said no to in the Batten case. The motion was stricken. That's a huge procedural win for the big brokerage firms. It means, for now at least, they don't have to face this giant unified army of homebuyers in court. The plaintiffs can try again for sure, but it's a definite setback for their fight. Our third and final case file? This one's different. This one takes us out of the corporate boardroom and straight into a criminal courthouse. It involves these super high-flying luxury real estate agents, Tal and Orrin Alexander, and they are facing some extremely serious federal charges. Yeah, the federal indictment lays out a string of really shocking and disturbing allegations. We're talking charges of conspiracy, of providing victims with things of value, and most seriously, using force and drugs to have sexual contact. So, this is not a business dispute. This is a criminal trial based on severe accusations. And the judge has made the court's position on this crystal clear. In rejecting the brothers' attempt to get the charges dismissed, Judge Caprioni delivered this powerful statement, basically shutting down any attempt by the defense to downplay these allegations. This quote really underscores the gravity of the indictment. The court is taking this very, very seriously. So the bottom line here is simple. This case is absolutely moving forward. With that motion to dismiss denied, the Alexander brothers are officially heading to trial in January. And this is, without a doubt, going to be one of the most closely watched trials the real estate world has seen in years. Okay, so let's recap what's coming up next on the legal docket. We have that crucial Zillow versus Compass hearing happening in just a few days. Then, a key deadline in the Batten Commission case that could decide its future. And finally, the Alexander brothers' criminal trial kicks off in January. 3 separate battles, all with massive implications for the future. And that leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Each one of these cases, in its own way, is pulling at a thread of the real estate industry as we know it. So will the result be a more transparent, fair market for all of us? Or will these battles just blow up the old system and leave behind a more confusing, chaotic mess? The only thing we know for sure is that the ground is shifting right under our feet, and the courts are about to deliver the first shockwaves.